all in the lunch mood, correct? So no questions for both the speakers who presented before me. So I would assume that no, my presentation also will not have any questions. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Raviraj. I head the pre-sales for Motorola's enterprise business in India and subcontinents. First, I would like to I'd just like to know probably brief about the myth which is there in the industry. What is Motorola all about? Because there has been too much of news about Motorola in the market. So I would just like to first clarify that before starting my presentation. And see, the topic what has been probably which I would like to discuss is more about the readiness for the future technology. How is a company like Motorola ready for the future? What is that we plan? Because everybody is talking about cloud. How do we address when cloud really happens? Okay, now the cloud is in the minuscule level. When it grows to a mammoth level, how, as a hardware vendor, what is that each of us have to address is what probably I'm going to talk about. I'm going to probably also discuss about two key things. One is on the application development. What is it required for a software community to develop applications for cloud? Where is it going beyond? Okay, that is more to be that's not present in the slide decks, but I'm just going to definitely talk about that. The second thing is the backbone of all whatever we are talking about is the connectivity aspect. So how are we going to address the connectivity issues? People are talking about the alphabet soup keeps on continuing, right? We talk about WiMAX, we talk about 3G, we talk about 802.11 technology. What is that we could do inside the four walls? How we could optimize? Say for example, we are gathered around here, 50 of us. Will we be able to seamlessly use a network which is reliable? All those things is what I'm going to cover about. So, first and foremost, just to give an introduction to what is Motorola all about, people know Motorola more as a consumer mobile phone than as an enterprise class device. But the myth is Motorola's enterprise evolution is more than the commercial business, because the commercial business hits the mass market more. Motorola's enterprise business is still it's not known really great to the community. Motorola Solutions, which I represent, is actually a Fortune 300 company. It is not the Motorola mobile phone which is sold to Google. So our company is still intact. I just wanted to pass this message. So in 2007, Motorola acquired a company called Symbol Technologies. So Symbol Technologies was one of the world leaders in enterprise class wireless LAN products, enterprise class mobile devices and barcode scanners and stuff like that. So if you look at the total strength of MSI, we are at $8 billion in 2010 and over 22,000 employees across the globe. Let us go where we are now. When we talk about the core part, the communication part, on the wireless networking part alone, we were the first to offer a commercialized split-spectrum technology, what we call about as Wi-Fi hotspots today. Motorola/Symbol was one of the founding members of the IEEE Wi-Fi committee. Okay, the first ever wireless LAN switch, what we talk about, the thin architecture on wireless LAN switch was also from Motorola. Now, these were all the past. What is there in the present? People talk about technology called 802.11n. Okay, any guess what is 802.11n? Okay, 802.11n is supposed to offer throughput like a wired network, okay, on a wireless medium. So how is it possible? Now, what is that we need to do that? So when all of us in this room, if we have to be connected wirelessly, we need to have that much of throughput, am I correct? So that would be achievable through 802.11n technology. We'll look at that. Then the other first introduction what we had is that band and block radios. Okay, when we talk about the alphabet soup is A, B, G, N. Okay, so there are different types of Wi-Fi radios available. So when a customer buys a product, it has to be a future-proof product. So the Motorola's access points have the feature to software change the radio technology, whatever is required. And again, I would like to pull in the same example inside this room here. If we are connected on a 802.11g network, there is actually a Chancellery Wi-Fi network which is here, currently present here. Due to some reasons, if there is an interference, rather than throwing the access point out and going for a different access point at a different spectrum, we can change through a software. That's a future innovation what we have. And voice over IP is steadily becoming a major aspect or major technology which is being talked about. And voice convergence, okay, seamless voice convergence would be only achievable when you have a robust voice over IP infrastructure. So we are here to do that also. We have some smartphones which address that, which does a true voice convergence. The example of a voice convergence is like when you're outside your office premises or when you're outside your home, the calls get automatically routed to your WAN provider. It might be a GSM network or it might be a CDMA network. But the moment when you step into your known premises, be it your office or your house, the entire WAN calls get routed through your LAN network. Okay, which means that there will be huge cost saving benefit which will be possible, and the second thing is the quality of service will be much better in terms of video phones and stuff like that, video calls and teleconferencing will be really helpful. Scanner plus Wi-Fi mobile computer. So when we talk about Motorola's enterprise class rugged handheld devices, you would see them being used across all of these, all of the government and public safety departments, all of the field mobility workers and stuff like that. These devices are supposed to be really rugged devices. So, say for example, a traffic cop holding a walkie-talkie device. Okay, the patent is again with Motorola. What if the walkie-talkie fails? Due to if there is a calamity happening, and if the walkie-talkie fails, what will happen? The network has to be resilient enough to withhold it. The device has to be resilient enough to withhold any of these calamities or any of the disasters which happen. So that is where the future technology stands about. So altogether, only in the wireless network point, we have more than 2,800 patents. I'm not going to go into that deeper. So our strengths in India, our R&D center is located in Bangalore, the IT hub. We have approximately around 300 engineers in strength. The expertise in development of rugged enterprise mobile devices, enterprise class wireless equipments, RFID based devices and barcode scanners. There's a lot of embedded software development which happens here inside STPI unit with us. Okay, we were really trying to fight whether do we need to have a mobile phone or is it a must to have. But today, it has become part and parcel of life. It is like how even the laptops have penetrated inside the enterprise segment. Earlier, when an employee joins a corporate, okay, all he would get is probably a desktop machine. And if he or she is in the sales department, they would just get a pager. Now it is moved, right? They get the best breed networks, they get the best breed laptops, the best breed smartphones. So that is where the technology is moving towards. So the more and more people are mobile, the more and more the usage for wireless is also going to be available. So if you look at some of the surveys, in 2009, consumer downloaded 2.4 billion applications. 2.4 billion applications from app stores. Okay, so that's the trend where we are going into. And by the end of 2011, okay, just in the United States alone, more than 50% of the population would be carrying a smartphone which has multiple radio options. Okay, which means that it will also have a normal cellular phone coverage, plus it will also have a Wi-Fi radio inside for them to communicate for voice over convergence when it comes. The challenges what any enterprises face. Okay, security and reliability are essential for any wireless products because people talk about too much of threats. There is a lot of emphasis which is made on security now. In the earlier generation, security was not a big threat, but now because of a lot of unwanted reasons happening all around the world, security is becoming a big question mark. So when you're going to actually propagate or transmit your data over the app, so we need to be doubly sure that we are more secure. Wireless network traffic is rising fast. So nobody would like to probably sit in a desk, connect a RJ45 cable to their laptops or use a serial cable or a USB cable, plug into a network. Nobody is interested in that. People would like to be more and more mobile now. So the wireless network traffic is rising. So if there is any spectrum analyzer here, we will be able to see how much of wireless is present in this room. Okay, right, including from the cordless mics we use to the cordless presenting tool what we use. Everything has become wireless now today. So the wireless traffic is increasing day by day. So we have to make smarter generation tools which cater into all the sort of interferences which come across it. It has to be also secure, it has to be also cost effective, it has to be also catering to the bandwidth increase which is going to happen. The quality of experience, okay, the clarity in the voice calls, smooth videos, responsive data apps, all that is required. Okay, how many of you have migrated from a 2G data card to a 3G data card? Probably. You would know the difference, right? In 2G data card, when you are trying to download your mails, you can just switch on your laptop, connect to the network and wait for 15 minutes for a mail to get downloaded. Am I correct? Now it's not the case with 3G. So you need quality of service. So how are you going to address that? So inside the four walls, 802.11n wireless LAN solution to a certain extent definitely addresses this problem because it's going to give you 10 times the speed what you currently have. Okay, if I need to talk in an engineering term, the current 802.11g network, the maximum output from 802.11g network is 54 Mbps. Okay, but with an 802.11n technology, we can go up to 300 Mbps. Okay, and with the other quality of service, what has been improved with the 802.11n, it can be 10x the speed of what we can achieve. I would like to just play a small video on what 802.11n can do, and then probably go into the details. You play the video, please.
.11n can rev up your network, but on today's wireless architecture, it can be like a sports car parked in traffic. All those high bandwidth applications can cause massive traffic jams that drop connections and disrupt service. Not so with Motorola Wing 5 WLAN solutions. We've rethought wireless, so you don't have to. Now your retail workforce can quickly handle Black Friday volume with solutions that directly route thousands of transactions around bottlenecks and authenticate more point-of-sale devices from a single AP. Teachers can simultaneously stream videos without interrupting or reducing the quality of service for thousands of other network users on campus. That's because we place the brain power of the network where you need it. Our smart APs know what application you require and the best route to take to avoid bottlenecks, jittery videos, or poor voice quality, and never sacrifice network security or mobility service. Such intelligence ensures your workers can still meet deadlines, even in WAN outages, thanks to our incredibly robust site survivability features. Your team can roam where needed and still experience fast, stable connections with our application-aware smart RF that quickly adjusts the network's power and channels. And you can extend connectivity to remote sites, split usage between guests and staff, and customize a unique solution from a broad portfolio and flexible architecture options. What does this ingenuity mean to you? Less. less worry, less cost, less congestion. What does it offer? More trust, more intelligence, more performance. Motorola Week 5 WLAN solutions. Less required, more delivered.
Okay, so this is probably 3 generations put together now. So the first generation of indoor access points were independent, standalone, thick, fat access points which were there on the ceiling. Okay, it was more for mobile data access. The birth of the wireless LAN happened only with probably warehouses or retail environments where they wanted the last yard of coverage. Okay, wherein they were not able to physically connect a wire to a mobile device, okay, a data collector. So that is when wireless LAN became, came into existence. But the advantage of it was quickly adopted by the IT team all around the world, and it quickly became basic core networking tool later on. So then the second architecture came, wherein now hub and spoke architecture was there, wherein you have a centralized controller and you have thin access points now mounted across the network. Is it sufficing to the requirements of today? Yes, to a certain extent, yes. But will it be able to scale tomorrow when the users are geometrically expanding? No, it will not be. So we will have to move to a distributed architecture. WING, W-I-N-G stands for wireless next generation. So here, the entire architecture is over the cloud. Okay, so what we are trying to emphasize here is that you can create your own cloud, or you can be part of a bigger cloud. Okay, so that is how the architecture is going to. There's no bottlenecks. It's scalable, VoIP and voice ready. VoIP and video reliability is there, and security is also there at the edge. So that's what it is. I'm just going into the details of what is the hub and spoke architecture and Wing 5 wireless LAN architecture. So in a hub and spoke architecture, wireless controller is actually a bottleneck. So what happens is that all the data packets go to the wireless controller, hit the wireless controller, and then only go to the native applications. Application experience added latency. There is a limited scalability for that because it's within a campus, so you cannot go properly a pan worldwide rollout and stuff like that. Central point of failure is also there because once the controller fails, okay, there are a lot of chances that all the nodes also fail because of that. But in the new architecture, there is no controller bottleneck. So application performance is drastically improved, and it's an efficient architecture, distributed intelligence of APs over the So if you look at a closer look, the features of the network, I'm not going to definitely go into all these details because it will be definitely only a product recap than what is technology all about. So in a nutshell, all the gamuts of words, whichever is supposed to be there, catering to all the possible requirements of future, is already provided in this. Distributed intelligence, okay, between controller and access points is one of the key feature. Handles more network traffic by avoiding bottlenecks, and then it keeps running. So it is future-proof and gives a lot of flexibility for deployment also. These are the gamuts of the hardwares, the numbers, or probably the part numbers what we have. Probably during the partner session, my colleague Shivakumar will explain more about what are the product offerings and stuff like that. I would just like to probably set across, this is actually a 1-year-old product. When we made the 802.11n Wing 5 architecture, we wanted to make it future-proof, and we wanted to actually set a record for ourselves. So we hold a Guinness record for having 89 laptops connected in one conference room, running streaming video continuously, and with one single access point. So that's probably, somebody has to come and beat us now, or probably it will be Motorola again would beat the same record with more number of laptops connected to a single AP. This is how the architecture is, snap of how the record was. If you see in the center, there is one access point catering to the entire laptops which are there. In terms of reliability factor, when we talk about cloud computing, right, we are in the cloud, but still, though there are a lot of backbone, back-end infrastructure, I would say survivability features are taken care, but still, the architecture, whatever you decide inside the four walls, has to also take care of certain basic parameters. Like, say, for example, if there is an access point failure, what happens is that there is a feature called a smart RF, which increases the power of the neighboring access points to cover that black hole. Okay, that is one key feature. And then when we talk about local wired switch failure, if the wired switch itself fails, then the adaptive APIs dynamically form a mesh connection. So it's physically disconnected from the wire, but still they try to communicate over the air and maintain the connectivity. That's an additional feature which is again foolproof. Okay. Then if the controller itself fails, what happens if the controller itself fails? Then one of the access point takes up as a controller and acts as a controller. These are some of the benefits actually. And on the security part, okay, people should not mistake that we are talking about security again and again here, because you are going to actually over the air broadcast mission critical data about your organization. It might be even, say for example, if you take a hospitality environment like a hotel here, there might be some payment transactions which might be going in the air. Probably might be you would have swiped your credit card. The credit card information might be going over the app. So the network has to be really secure to address all those. So that's why there is a lot of importance about security which is stocked in the wireless LAN network. So overall, what is this new technology going to offer? The new technology is going to cost less, okay, because it's going to be less number of hardware which is going to be deployed. And it's going to be an optimal design. And engineers who need to be trained to be deployed are also going to be less. Central management is going to also reduce the cost. This is some of the words from, some of the quotes from famous organizations worldwide. Gartner has actually placed up in 2010 as a leader in the Magic Quadrant. I would just like you to all go through whatever it is. Now, when we also talk about the other part about cloud computing on applications, on software applications, what we need to focus about. Motorola has not left a piece in that also. What is happening is when we talk about more and more applications being hosted in cloud, the back-end hardware, let it be a smartphone, what my colleague was just talking about, the first presenter. It can be a smartphone, it can be a laptop running an application, or it can be even probably endpoint device. Endpoint device in the sense, say for example, you might have a television in the house, which might also work as a networking device for you. You will be able to access applications on that. Or you might even look about, see you are seeing refrigerators now coming with FM radios, am I correct? Microwaves coming with core embedded operating systems. So more and more embedded operating systems have become thinner and thinner, which are easier for people to deploy in a lot of appliances. Cars, for example. So all these gadgets with their operating system has to actually access the cloud. How is the cloud going to be accessed? HTML5 is going to be the answer for it, and HTML5 is definitely catering towards addressing that. So what is Motorola going to do for this? So we are going to come out with a HTML5 based application development tool, which is going to be a state-of-the-art OS independent tool, which could actually help the software developers create applications which can be hosted on the cloud, which can also run on any of the hardware, any of the mobile devices or any of the laptops, which can access the cloud. So that is how the technology is going about. I don't have too much information on that now because of a lot of restrictions which we still have, since it's a not launched product. I was not able to share about that. And last but not least, the more we talk about future, the more we need to also be greener. So Motorola is definitely taking steps to become more greener, okay, towards the green initiatives, whatever we are trying to do. A recent thing what we did is we started working with solar panel companies, okay, to make some solar panels which would be used to charge our devices, which would be used to run our wireless infrastructures in remote places. So this is an initiative what we have taken, and it's definitely becoming really fruitful. When we talk about we met the Minister for State, Mr. Kapil Sibal. So the initiatives whatever Indian government is taking towards addressing the rural populace of India, towards where there is no power, all those things are definitely going to be addressed by all the future technologies which are going to be coming.